If you don't shut this party down right now, I'll call 911 and have every single one of you arrested." That was the shriek of Margaret Steele, the self-appointed tyrant of the Silver Lake Shores HOA. As she marched straight onto my lakeside property, the same private lake she claimed was community property. She'd already bullied 3 families into moving away. I was next. But what she didn't know, this time, her power trip was about to blow up in her face. Because the lake wasn't just any lake. And this pool party wasn't just any gathering. When I first signed the lease for my little house at Silver Lake Shores, I felt like I'd won a lottery. I grew up spending summers on lakes just like it. That mirror of sunrise dancing on water. The soft slope of lawn to dock. And after checking every line of the lease, every county record, every city ordinance, I knew exactly what I had. Full legal use of the private lake for kayaking, paddle boarding, and parties. I threw myself into planning my sister Emily's graduation bash. She deserved it more than anyone for grueling years, 2 jobs, endless nights at the library. She was going to celebrate, and no one was going to ruin that. Or so I thought. The snake showed up on day 3. Margaret, riding a golf cart like it was a tank patrolling enemy territory. Mid-40s, hair so perfectly sprayed it didn't move in the breeze, blazer armor even in the muggy heat. "You, the new renter," she barked, eyeing me where I stood adjusting an umbrella by the pool. "Hi there," I said, forcing a polite smile. "I'm Nate Thompson, just moved in." No greeting in return. She whipped out a clipboard. Of course she had a clipboard, and flipped pages like she was reading someone their last rites. "I see your trash bins were out 2 hours early. HOA Regulation 7.3 says bins curbside only after 6 p.m. on collection eve." I glanced at my watch. 4 p.m. 2 hours. I bit my tongue. "I apologize. New place. Still learning the rules. I'll roll them back in." But Margaret was on a roll. She squinted past me, scanning the driveway. "And multiple cars already? Are you planning an unapproved event?" She said event, like it meant crime syndicate. "My sister's graduation next Saturday," I said evenly. "All documented. Within my lease." Her lips thinned. "Renters rarely understand our standards. This is an exclusive neighborhood, not a cheap public beach." I fought every muscle screaming to say what I really thought. Instead, "Understood, ma'am. Small, quiet, fully compliant." She didn't buy it. She circled my car. Snapped photos of my plates, my mailbox, my porch. "Ma'am, what are you doing?" I asked. "Documentation," she said. "You'd be shocked how often renters lie." She climbed her cart, dialed someone on her phone, and, watching me the whole time, mouthed, "I have a better plan." The week passed in tense silence. Every night I caught her staring from her driveway. Phone pressed to her ear, planning my downfall. But the day of the party dawned perfect, 78 degrees, no clouds, the lake glittering like a million tiny stars. I double-checked everything. Parking. Sound meter, printed lease showing lake rights highlighted in neon. If she wanted to fight, I'd fight her with facts, not fists. My best friend Troy arrived first. Arms full of Bluetooth speakers and power cords. "Bro, you turned this into a festival," he laughed, eyeing the kayaks and paddle boards lined up on the shore. "Just wait till you see who's coming," I said, grinning. By 2 p.m., the party was rolling. 30 guests, kids laughing on paddle boards, adults sipping beer by the pool, Emily radiant in her white dress and graduation cap. Then, through the music, I caught a glimpse of a discreet black SUV pulling up. Out stepped a tall woman in a sun hat and sunglasses, flanked by 2 polite men who lingered near the fence. She hugged Emily, laughed, and settled into a lounge chair. Troy nudged me. Is that who I think it is?" "She's Secret Service level calm, man." "Shoo," I grinned. "Just enjoy the show." At exactly 2:30 p.m., Margaret stormed in on foot, no golf cart this time. Clipboard in hand, HOA lapel pin gleaming like a badge. Her vice president, a jittery man named Gerald, trailed behind her. "This is unacceptable," she shouted at the party. Conversation stopped. Paddle boards drifted to a halt. "This gathering violates HOA vehicle limits, noise ordinances. And this lake is community property. Unauthorized watercraft will be confiscated." I calmly pulled out my phone. Sound meter, 61 decibels. Limit is 75. Parking diagram, every car properly parked. And this, I held up the lease. Full lake access, private usage rights, confirmed with county records. "Need to see." She turned maroon. "Impossible. The lake is ours. Nope. Check the deed. Around us, guests exchanged looks. Mrs. Langford, the woman in the sun hat, just watched, cool and silent. Gerald tugged at her sleeve. Margaret, maybe we should. Quiet, Gerald, she hissed. She pointed her phone at me. You smug little renter, I've run this HOA for 12 years. I know how to handle rule breakers. You'll regret. She dialed. Yes, 911. I need to report an illegal gathering, possible underage drinking, and trespassing on restricted water. Oh wait, she looked at me, eyes glinting. Actually, never mind. Not yet. She ended the call, grinned wickedly, and spun on her heel. 20 minutes later, just as we were cutting the cake, sirens wailed. 2 cruisers, lights flashing. The music cut. Parents herded kids out of the water. The lead officer barked. Everyone remained calm. All adults over here. Minors over there. Who's in charge here? Heart pounding, I stepped forward. I'm Nate Thompson, tenant. This is a lawful gathering. Here's my ID, my lease. Mrs. Langford rose from her chair. She didn't raise her voice. She didn't rush. She simply approached the officer, produced an ID from her bag, and said something I couldn't hear. The officer's eyes widened. He stood straighter, holstered his radio. Yes, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. Just a misunderstanding, folks. Enjoy your party, Mr. Thompson. They turned and left. Across the street, Margaret watched. Her jaw literally dropped. Then she stomped back toward me, veins bulging. I saw that. You bribed them. You think you can buy your way out. I know corruption when I see it. I stayed calm. I didn't bribe anyone. Maybe you should ask. Shut up. You're done here. I have connections. Higher than you can imagine. She stormed home, dialing furiously. I wanted to believe it was over. But the next morning at 10 a.m. sharp, pounding on the door. Asterisk asterisk Silver County Sheriff. Search warrant. Open up immediately. They poured in K-9 units, plainclothes detectives, camera crews in tow. Emily sat frozen on the couch as officers ransacked drawers and cabinets. Troy arrived mid-raid, yelling, "This is insane." A detective cornered me. "We got a tip, drugs, minors, bribery. Understand this is serious." "I understand," I said through gritted teeth. "But there's nothing to find." And there wasn't. 2 hours later, they had zip. They questioned neighbors, who all confirmed it was just beer and cake. As they packed up, the detective pulled me aside. "Between you and me, someone's targeting you. Document everything." Troy and I did exactly that. He called in a favor from a tech buddy, Caleb. They scraped Margaret's public records, HOA minutes, social posts. And they found it. 2 years ago, Margaret Steele had tried to buy my rental at auction, lost the bid, and ever since. Every tenant mysteriously couldn't stay. She'd filed complaints for everything: birthday balloons, kayak launches, chalk drawings on the driveway. Her HOA emails dripped with obsession. That lakefront parcel must belong to a responsible homeowner. And the 911 calls? She'd recorded herself on a burner phone. Troy found the deleted audio, her voice disguised, then laughing. "That'll do it. No one survives 2 raids. We didn't go to the police yet. We did better. We called a special HOA meeting by the lake. 50 neighbors showed up. Curious why the troublemaker demanded an audience. Margaret arrived all power, all clipboard. This meeting is pointless. This man." I interrupted. "No, Margaret. Let's talk facts." One by one, families stood up. Birthday parties busted. False tickets. Stalking. Then Troy played the audio, her fake 911 calls. The crowd gasped. Finally, Mr. Cooper, the quiet retiree who'd often waved from his fishing dock, stepped forward. He looked at Margaret, then the crowd. "For those who don't know," he said, voice steady, "I'm Jonathan Cooper. I own the lake. My late father deeded it to me, not the HOA. And you," he pointed at Margaret, "have harassed my guests, lied to the board, and tried to flip my land for profit." He dropped the final bomb. She'd formed an LLC to buy my rental and resell it to a developer for triple the price. Neighbors erupted. The HOA voted on the spot to remove her as president. Mr. Cooper promised open lake access for everyone, HOA-free. Margaret, cuffed by the same county officers she once called at whim. Charges: harassment, fraud, filing false police reports. 6 months later, Emily's graduated. I'm designing Cooper's new eco-resort, and our rent is half what it was. We hold pool parties every month, lake glittering, kids laughing, music playing. And Margaret? 2 years probation, massive fines, and barred from holding any HOA position for life. Turns out, tyrants look powerful until a whole community stands up. So next time someone says, HOA Karen, remember Margaret Steele. And remember, if you fight back smart, bullies drown in the lake they thought they owned.